Hello guys, this is Philly James. So today I'm going to tell you something about Baal. Okay, let's go. On February 11th, 2026, during the yearly celebration of the Islamic Revolution anniversary in Iran, at 11:33 a.m., resembling the Macedonian holy members, several infants of Baal, along with several obelisks, were set to fire simultaneously in several cities in Iran. They were made of natural rubber and covered days before their performance. These words were said before performing the act. We, the masses of the world, by the help of God, will bring down the worshippers of Baal, the worshippers of Satan, and their arrogant oppressors. This act was said by its performers to symbolize how Muslims reject demon gods and their worshippers, and to also note that even though the paganism and worshipping of demons and idols is believed publicly to be forfeit, many top leaders, especially in the West, still practice it. Why would people burn a statue of an ancient god thousands of years later? Was Baal really a demon, or was he once worshipped by a powerful god? So what is Baal? Baal was the title or honorific meaning owner or lord in the Northwest Semitic languages spoken in the Nevian during the antiquity. From its use among people, it came to be applied to gods. Scholars previously associated with the ceremony with solar cults and with a variety of unrelated patron deities, but inscriptions have shown that the name Baal was particularly associated with the storm and fertility god Hadid and his local manifestations. The ancient god Baal is the protagonist of one of the lengthiest surviving epics from the ancient Near East, the Baal cycle, known by the ancients like rider of the clouds and victorious Baal. He was associated with the rain, lightning, wind, paternity, and kinship, and was often depicted in opposition to sea and death deities like Yamu and Mot. Worship of Baal separates throughout the Levant, Egypt, and the Mediterranean via Phoenician colonization, with regional forms such as the Baal Hamon in Caspian. The god was also known as the Mighty One and the One without equal. The Hebrew Bible includes the use of the Torah in performance to various Levantine deities, often with application towards Hadad, who was described as a false god. In the Hebrew Bible, Baal appears frequently as a foreign or a rival deity, with prophets like Age opposing his call, while in early Hebrew contexts, the title may have sometimes referred to Yahweh. Depiction as a false god was taken over into Christianity and Islam, sometimes under the form of Benza and Dimanji. Classical sources render him as rule. The Quran also references Baal worship, portraying him as a false god oppressed by the prophet Age. Baal is the most commonly used modern Hebrew word for husband, But in many records, it is usually depicted as a god of thunder, storm, and harvest, which is similar to Zeus or Thor. He symbolizes the lightning and the bow, and statues of him on most bows. Due to its weird appearance, Baal has also been referred to as a demon, which reminds us of the statue of Satan. But why is it seen as a demon? Baal is primarily viewed as evil due to his portrayal as the main antagonist to the Hebrew God Yahweh in the Bible, coupled with Canaan worship rituals that involved child sacrifice, prostitution, and orgies. As a candidate of thorns and fertility, his association with chaotic, destructive power and intense, immortal worship led to his divinization in later Judeo-Christian theology. Here are the key reasons for Baal's reputation. By Baal reverie, Baal was the central companion to Yahweh in the Old Testament, representing a constant temptation for Israelis to fall into idolatry, as seen in the stories of Prophet Elijah, King Abel, and Queen Jezebel. Violent and immortal worship. Worship of Baal often involved severe practices, including human sacrifice, particularly children, which horrified authors of the Bible. Ritualistic sexuality. Baal worship rituals included, at times, was homosexuality, heterosexual prostitution, which were strictly forbidden in Judeo-Christian law. Demonization in traditions. Over time, the name Baal was associated with Baal and can be synonymous with the devil or a high-ranking devil, in Christian and Islamic theology. Association with the calamity priest of Baal was thought to be the god who brought droughts and plagues, further cementing a reputation for chaos and destruction. While originally a little meaning Lord or Master applied to various fertility deities in ancient Near East, his antagonist role in Scripture solidifies his lasting reputation as an evil figure. However, the worship of Baal has sparked controversies, just like human sacrifices. Yes, various sources, including biblical texts and archaeological evidence from Canaan sites, indicate that human sacrifice, particularly a child sacrifice by fire, and was practiced by some worshippers of Baal. This practice was equally condemned in the Hebrew Bible. Nature of the sacrifices. Deity while Baal was a common Semitic word meaning master or lord, and could refer to various local deities. The specific god often associated with those sacrifices was Baal's Haman, who was identified with the wrong god Satan. In biblical texts, it refers to Canaan deity generally or specific manifestations, just like a Baal of Tyre. Victims often, children were firstborn or offered as burnt offerings. Accounts from classical sources describe the children being placed on the outstretched hands of a hated bronze statue, then thrown into a flaming pit. Music and noise were sometimes used to drown out the cries of their victims and their parents. The sacrifices, were believed to ensure agricultural fertility, good harvest, and prosperity. Were performed in times of extreme crises like drought, plague, or war to appease the god. Biblical perspective, the Hebrew Bible strongly denounces the practice of human sacrifice, presenting it as the detestable custom of the Canaanite nations that the Israelites were specifically forbidden to adopt. Prophets like Jeremiah condemned the building of high places of Baal to burn their sons with fire for burnt offerings. The story of Abraham and Isaac, where God stops Abraham from sacrificing his son, is often interpreted as a narrative designed to prohibit this practice among the Hebrews and emphasize that their God, Yahweh, didn't require human offerings. Despite these prohibitions, biblical texts indicate that some Israelites did adopt this practice during periods of drought. Archaeological evidence. The archaeological record for human sacrifice to Baal remains a subject of debate among scholars. Excavations and casting tuffets have unearthed the sounds of ruins containing the cremated remains of infants and young children, which some scholars interpret as physical evidence of widespread ritual sacrifice. Counter-arguments. Other scholars argue that those tuffets may have been normal ceremonies for infants and fetuses who died naturally, given the high infant mortality rates of the time and the lack of infant burials in official necropolis. Conspiracy theories surrounding Baal often link the ancient deity to modern occultism. Satanist rituals and secret societies. Recent unfolded claims alleged connections between Baal and the Jeffrey Epstein files, likely stemming from document scanning errors. Other theories, popular among some groups, falsely accuse Freemasons of worshipping Baal or similar deities. Epstein files misinterpretation. Following the release of documents in early 2026, some online conspiracy theories claim Baal was mentioned in relation to elite satanic abuse. However, analysis suggests that those instances, are likely optical counters, recognition artifacts, rare text like band name was misread. Freemason occult theories. Certain conspiracy theories claim that higher degree Freemason worship cult figures, including Baal, were an amalgam deity named Jamal, Baal, and Orisis. Historical anti-Semitic narratives, some including ideas popularized by Vanish Reader, have historically linked the Freemason and ancient pagan deity worship to anti-Semitic narratives that suggest, Israel. There is no credible evidence connecting ancient canon worship of Baal to modern secretive or elite-driven, satanic rituals. After thousands of years, Baal remains a mysterious figure. Was he truly a demon, or simply a god from an ancient civilization that the regions rejected? History often turns gods into demons and demons into myths. That's all. What do you think about it? Just leave your comments below. Thank you.